Oh, finally getting this guy out of my dad's shed. This is spare Sears snowblower that I have, and got a good dump of like 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches of snow. So it's always good to have some traction on my truck to get to my house. So I'm gonna take this guy. Took 2 diesel engines already by the truck. May take some more engines. Got a horde of them here. That guy's a little too heavy, but take this and a few diesel engines and should be enough weight for some decent traction. Wow, we got a fair bit of snow last night. Look at the trees, hey? Yeah, it is about 8 inches of snow. It's only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so most of this came down last night. This morning it probably would have been a bit rough, but it's not too bad right now. Not hunting today. I was thinking of going hunting, but I'm kind of looking like I'm glad I didn't. And you can see the trees. They are well weighed down with snow, and you know, that kind of makes hunting a little bit more fun. So, you know, but at the same time, I don't know. There is a few hunters out here. I did see some trails going in the bush, tire tracks. That's how I know most likely hunters, but yeah, not too bad. I was going to get new winter tires put on, but of course my local tire shop got super swamped and canceled, you could say, my appointment. So, which is kind of bullshit. So, canceled my appointment, but they did it, I guess, for seniors. So, I mean, get them tires first, you would think, but I'm out of town. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, it's very slushy here, and the roads have a lot of water on it, but all I know is that my truck's being bogged down right now. I'm in third gear and, you know, going 60 kilometers an hour and still bogs it down pretty good. So, but I am trying to go like, you know, 60 to 70 down here. So if I downshift, it'd be fine. But yeah, 2-wheel drive truck. Tires are balled on the inside, but I got, you know, a fair bit of weight on the back with junk, which I'll show you guys when I get back. That's the hunting trail I was doing the other day. You can see hunters are going in here. Definitely wish I would have bought a 4-wheel drive truck. So, but you know, maybe in a couple years. Get back to you guys in a bit because, you know, it's still kind of slippery here. So, is this what you wanted, Proxy? Is this what you wanted? You're just lucky I got tracks to park in. It's actually not that bad for snow here, but the trees sure feel it. Ow! This made me smack myself in the balls with your leash, poo-poo. You're a bitch cat. Stay off the deer trail. There we go. Are you peeing or sitting? Oh, I see. Okay. You can play for a few more minutes, poo-poo. Come on. You're tired already, aren't you? Don't you go in there, poo-poo. You'll be sorry when all the snow falls off you. Poor trees, they're laying right down. Look at that one. You're tired already? You want to go back inside? Should go shake some of the trees I care about. Get some of the snow off them. No, Proxy. At least it's warm. But yeah, hunting, walking through those trees, yeah, me okay. I was gonna do some more this weekend, but decided not. I'm gonna try to get the garage done, or the garage door done. I gotta get the corner moldings on. And right now I'm too chicken to go in the garage because the girlfriend was saying, look at the scaffolding over there. Big chunk of snow ready to fall off. I didn't put on any snow stops, so still snowing. But yeah, lots of snow ready to fall off the roof. I could go poke it, but you know. Yeah, lots of snow. Knocked off the loose stuff, but I know it's going to clobber me. Look at the poor scaffolding. So what I dragged out here was an old Briggs & Stratton Model 23 with the gear reduction. Old Tecumseh 7-horse. Snowblower for the Sears, and 2 4-horse diesel engines. Just needed some extra traction, but Well, looks pretty dry in here. Not bad anyway. Surprisingly, this side's dry, even being wide open. That's not bad. But, oh, so much work to get done. Question is, do I want to do it today? Probably not. Okay, so again, it's only like 6 inches of snow now that it's melted, compacted down. So, the old Sears right here. This is the original loader with the transmission that goes clickety, clackety, clickety, clackety. That I've been driving now for 3 years and it hasn't failed. I think I'm going to put the old original Sears snowblower I ever owned onto it. I got like 5 of these damn things, or maybe I got 4 of them. One's a John Deere. No, this actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them I got. Yeah, and then a John Deere. So, but this one here is complete. The other one I was using last winter, well, I just need to put the gearbox back on it, and it's good to go. But this one, might as well use this one, because this one here, I, had it all together. Everything was good on it. It has the springs and everything, and put it on this tractor. And those tires give jack shit for tread, like traction. But mind you, it did drive out of that snow pile no problem. But I guess that's not impressive whatsoever. And it drove up there, turned around. But thinking I'm going to take the ATV tires off the black tractor that's buried in the snow right there. And I'm going to put those tires on here because they're ATV ones. And then I'm going to put the weight bin on this guy. And I think I'll use it like that without chains. Freaking cigar went out. Like, come on. But it's going to get cold tonight. And so much other shit I need to get done. But I think I'll start on this. I got to get all the snow off the gas cap. And there's no cover on this gas cap. So that means water goes directly into the tank. So I need to put a cover on that or make a cover for it sooner or later. Or, just find a gas cap off another Sears that I probably got 5 of them and throw it on there. Are you excited about the fresh white snow? Don't fall in the septic hole. Just clunk. I think she likes it.
What are you doing?
All those cameras are covered by snow. Are you excited, Seda? You just laid down. You meant to run. Holy, poor trees. Hey, the apple tree still has a couple leaves on it. What do you find? I see a fresh poop in the snow there, Seda. Was that you? There's a shovel here, but that's just looking for winter shovels. They all disappeared. That one we won't see very long. It's just a normal shovel, but well, deer prints everywhere, hey? Yeah. They took down your temporary fence? Oh, look at all the deer tracks. Holy shit. And it just snowed last night. These are all fresh. They were all in here last night. Look at that side. That's just a tarp.
That's just the way that, yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's a snow shovel. Oh, that's pitchfork.
Yeah.
And shovels. Those all have to be cleaned up. Freaking snow shovels disappeared. Besides the one I broke, there should still be another one. Well, I'll go take this leaf blower out for another try. I know most people don't care about the video on it, but I want to see if it's going to blow any shit off the tractors here, because I got to bring them in, put on the snowblower. The Sears has a snowblower on it. Already tested that. That works okay. But yeah, a little weak, but this is kind of cheating because most of the snow is so freaking thick and icy. mean, I guess it kind of works. So much snow piled up on it, that's for sure. Probably be better if I shoveled it first. Wow, that's like pure ice. Look at it. Okay. I mean, it makes a good ice scraper, I guess. The idea is just to get some off it before I bring it into the garage. And maybe enough that I can see my controls to start her up anyway. Wow, so much ice. Definitely need a shovel, that's way too deep. Okay, well, at least I know. Okay, so snowblower's on. I already gave it a quick test just before I hooked up the rods. Just had no traction, so finally getting around to putting on these ATV tires. They're going to fit perfectly fine. Original tires, skinny, and these guys. So I just pulled them off the old Sears out there and put shitty tires on it. And these guys here seem to hold air pretty good. They were flat from sitting, but when I got it, they held air for quite some time. I just quickly filled them up. I'm going to check them with the tire gauge and see how long they hold air for. I'm hoping they hold air at least a month. It would be nice to hold air, of course, all winter, but I guess we'll see. I want to be able to run low air pressure, and then the idea is if I run into traction issues, I am not going to put on chains. I'm going to set those wheel weights on it. Those are well over 100 pounds a side. And if I still have traction issues, I'm going to be pulling the studs out of some of those old ice racing tires there. One of them's already missing half the studs. And the idea is I'll stud these tires. I don't like dealing with chains. I really don't. I just never did. So try for once just standard ATV tires. They are a little bit hard, you could say. So they're definitely very old tires. But we'll see. I know last year that I had those super ultra wides. Those are brand new. Those things actually had surprisingly great tread in the winter because they're brand new and they're soft. But of course, when you get to these tires that are 20 years old or more, they start losing traction. So they are like brand new tires, but of course they're a little bit hard. So we'll see if these are going to do any better and go from there. Well, I thought everything was good. Literally everything good. I got all the linkages on. I got the brackets on for the crank there. And then I go to look at the gearbox and touch my finger inside it. And yeah, there's a washer shoved in there. I don't remember doing that, but of course I'm the one that would have. And it is kind of actively leaking. So the cap fell out. And why is there a washer in there? Isn't there meant to be a bearing in there? Anyway, I pulled one of these apart. So I got parts I got to go check. Because I don't want to blow up that gearbox. But I thought I remember having to put a bushing on this guy. So, well, that kind of sucks. And I don't want to use that gearbox. Yeah, that gearbox is still good. I'm going to save that one for the other snowblower. But you can see there's meant to be like a cap on the end there. So, I don't know if I'll be able to get that out and just replace that. But it's a little metallic-y, the oil on that guy, so it's probably on its way out. And if anyone's new to the channel, this is what happened to the old one. And you can see the gear burnt a hole right through it. But it has the cap I need. And I don't know if there's a bearing in there or a bushing in there, but we're going to pull it apart real quick and find out. This guy here does work, but it's that whole shaft is sliding side to side, which is what I'm going to guess is going to start happening to the other one. Yeah, so even though this one blew up, she had a lot of grease in it, but that gear just dug its way right into the case there. All the way through the case. You can see the gear right there. Yeah, not meant to do that. But the gears are in good shape. It's just this side of the case that's bad. Interesting, hey? Oh, that looks like such a sloppy mess. Okay, so all the bearings fell apart other than this guy right here. I have no clue if these two are the same. This one definitely has the block off plate on it, but that guy is, you can see right there where the shaft was eating it, but that one's in okay shape. That bearing in the back came from here. These were completely dry. So, of course, being dry, they ate the bearings. But if I could pull that guy out, I don't know if I have a blind hole bearing puller here or not, but I might be able to push it out, see how that guy gets removed, and see what I can do, because I don't want to switch the whole transmission if I don't have to. Well, this guy looks just like a U-joint cap. Absolutely no bearings left in her. It's not going to focus, I see, but yeah, no bearings left, but it looks like a cap off a U-joint, and I could probably get a part number off that guy. And there's part number. I'm going to see if I can get that separate, because right now it's running without a bearing, I guess, in there, the shaft. But got that bearing. I could put in temporary. It just won't be capped at the end, which means the oil and grease will just pour out. Okay, so looking back on my video, I'm pretty sure instead of a bearing cap, I put a bronze bushing in. Pretty sure that's what I did, but I might not have, so I think I'm going to take apart the whole gearbox on the other snowblower and see what I can do. I was looking here, I do have another spare gearbox, and I don't know what kind of shape this one's in, but I see no holes on the bottom. That's a good sign. And I noticed this one has bolts on it instead of flathead screws. So, does that mean it's a newer style? Maybe something that's better and doesn't fall apart? Hard to say. The bottom of this one's actually in decent shape. Wait a minute, this one's removable? 2 screws? 2 bolts, I mean? Huh. Is that normal? Wait a minute. Well, I guess it is, because this one's the same over there. But, because I do have that Sears snowblower there, and a few other ones over there, but they're not Sears. But that one, I still got the transmission to put that one back together. The idea is to get more than one of them working, because, you know, I got 5 Sears tractors. I don't want just one good snowblower. Or do I? Maybe that would be fine, but... so I guess that box is tight, but it is leaking from the center seal, or gasket, I guess. But maybe it just needs to be tightened up, but I guess that's what I'm going to put on for now. See, originally I thought I put a bushing in there, but then why is a washer hammered in behind it? I don't know. Again, it's like 8 years, 10 years, I guess. Yeah, it's almost damn near 10 years ago that I painted it and sanded and painted this snowblower. Well, I decided I'm just going to put on my other gearbox. Don't have the parts I need to fix it, besides outside in a snowbank. That one's good to go. Has good sprockets. No play in it. The pulley does not go side to side. Put that guy on. Just went and pulled out some better pins to hold the snowblower, because that one is slightly bent up there. You can see. It also seems to be thinner, so I don't think that's original. And the other side's missing, so I don't know what I did with that. I guaranteed had them, but... So I'm going to get that gearbox swapped. Of course, I'm not going to videotape it. No time. Got to get this guy going. Well, got it off. I don't know who was the stupid idiot that decided to weld the side cover plate on. So that took a bit of grinding, but she is off. And that's a new one going on. And I guess I'll use the new side cover because it actually isn't broken and welded in a million pieces. So, and of course, the snowblower already has the wooden block removed for the tensioner, and it's upgraded to a proper chain tensioner. So, as you can see by the big bolt sticking out of the side. So yes, believe it or not, these stupid things came with a wooden block factory as a chain tensioner. Okay, so she fired right up. I decided for once to put on the belt guard, because one year I had the belt break. What happened is the slice came off and it was coming back whipping my legs, so... Oh yeah, that's much quieter. A lot of snow flying out of her. don't think the belt will fly off, but got my cranker all hooked up. I gotta adjust it somehow. I gotta cut this rod down. So how many hours do I have starting winter? 253 hours. Yeah, 253.2. So we'll see how many hours I put on her during the winter, but the choke is still frozen solid. I had to disconnect it up there. Should I idle low with the snowblower on her? Well, she will. That's good. Okay, I guess the only thing left now is to go test her out. I did put on the 2 better rods on both ends holding it. Adjusted the belt where it seems to be okay. So time to clean up a huge rat's nest of parts here and go give her a test. And I should make sure to still air in these tires. Yeah, they look good. Put about 5.6 psi in them roughly, so I am going to have to drop that down, but I just want to make sure they're holding air for a while first. Okay, so far she's doing good. I just got to watch out, the ground's not quite frozen yet, so if I start throwing up lawn, I got to stop and release some pressure on here. I thought about putting a bungee cord in between there so it's not as heavy on the ground, but rear tires seem to give me okay traction. I mean, we're not that deep right now, but you know, there was a blizzard warning. I got less than 4 inches of snow, maybe 6 inches in spot right now, but transmission's still doing its normal knocky thing, so oh, there's some dirt. It's like a winter wonderland going through here, but oh yeah, I'm sucking up dirt there. Or grass. A little bit. Man, these trees are hanging so low right now. That one raised up good after that. Nothing but deer trails out this way. I thought about taking the gas leaf blower and trying to knock some of the snow off the trees, but I mean, the snowblower kind of helps. Like, look at that poor little guy right here. Seems to be pretty good. Belt tension seems to be good. I'm going to start throwing up dirt in a second here, so I'm going to have to shut off the camera and catch it. Because now I'm going into pure gravel right here, so, yep. Okay. But overall, everything seems to be good on her. Okay, so back at my house cleaning up stuff. I have that stuff to somehow move in. So, the Sears is working good. Don't need to do anything on that guy. I brought 2 more diesel engines from my dad's. So I got this guy here, the one down there. This one has a grid heater on it. This one does not. No. All I know is right now there's an ice storm warning, so I kind of want to get in the tractors before they get iced up. That's for sure. But don't know yet if I'm going to put the big snowblower on the Bolens yet this year. If I do that, I got to buy a new battery or a booster. But the little Bolens, the snowblower chain is stripped. So that entire auger has to come off, has to be cut off, and then I got a sprocket somewhere in here that I can weld onto it, but I might just use the Sears this year. Not too sure yet. But all I can say is this is a pain in super mess. You can see the black lines possibly that I scribed across there. So one shelf is going to go right across to the door, another shelf, and then one more shelf at the top. And where I'm going to get those shelves from is on the scaffolding right there. So, which has all the snow off the roof on it. And it's on a pretty good angle, but you know, the idea is get those aluminum and plywood decking into here. Quad I'm just going to store in there for now. I was thinking of putting other junk in there, but the girlfriend wants to keep the area nice wide and open for her to move around and do stuff. But got a door that I got to put on here. I got to block off that wall for the winter, so get some heat in here. But you can hear the ice storm just starting. So it's right now it's kind of more like rain, but definitely it's going to get bad by the sounds of it. Yep, that was definitely worth making the workbench a little bit high. So, and for me, freaking things are still alive. Asian beetles. But for me, this is a perfect working height. You can't really see it, but it's elbow height. So perfect working height, and look at that. I can fit another one right here. As for these old batteries here, the semi-truck batteries right here, I kind of think I'm going to get them out of here. I didn't have time to charge them much. They all have around 12 volts in them. But I'm kind of worried that they're going to split and leak, and then I got acid over the gravel, which means I would have to probably dig the gravel out of there to get rid of the acid. That guy there that's leaking out of the top is the one out of the diesel loader, Sears. That one still has 12.4 volts in it, so I mean, I could charge it up a bit more most likely, but I probably fine to sit over winter without freezing. That little guy, surprisingly, is very old. That came with the Bolens actually that's sitting out there, and it's still holding 12.4, so gonna move some of this shit around, move the old mower deck thing, and I'm piling stuff behind everything, but I had to get to these wheel weights. Those freaking things are heavy, but now I got the winch that I could park the Sears right beside them and install them. I think I'm just going to install them dually style. Yes, it's going to stick out a little bit, but at the same time, it should be okay because it just kind of dragged the snow a bit. The electronic 3-point hitch there, I might try to get that guy going because it'd be awesome to put it on here, but it doesn't have a factory wiring for it, so I'd have to modify stuff. But yeah, there's no switch for that guy. So I guess that never came out till later, or maybe this one just never had the option, but I can already see that tire has too much air. This tire has too little air. I mean, it seems okay, but definitely should air them down. They have like 9 PSI in them. They should be like 4 PSI for the winter for plowing. But the idea is I'm going to, when I get time, take down those studded tires. You can see one, or maybe you can't see it. One's already missing some of the studs. And I'm going to stud the tires. I'm not going to run chains this year, not on the Sears. So I think that would work out pretty good. But yeah, that's so much more room. I could get it a couple feet extra under there. Otherwise, I would have just been able to just get the snowblower under there. I wanted to be able to fit pretty much the whole tractor and leave enough room here that I can get the second one in and out. As for the second one, the big Bolens HT23 is not going to fit underneath there, but that guy will. The problem is with that one, tire goes flat, which is going to be right next to this tire. And it's hydrostatic, so there's no neutral on that one. So if it doesn't start, I guess I'll just have to drag it back. But that one needs a snowblower repair. This tractor's technically good to go. But, oh, so much more hassle. So much more shit to move. Pressure washer. I did not make sure that it was fully drained, you could say, before the winter. Same with the hose hanging up there. I kind of gave it a quick drain, but I didn't do what I normally do. Pump might be cracked come spring. Hard to say. I'm not going to try turning over the motor because if there is ice in there, it's going to break the ceramics in it. So, lots more work to get done, and I don't know. Kind of getting lazy. That's all I could say. Well, this snowblower definitely is going to be more work than it's worth. Definitely needs a new bearing on this side. Couldn't get it off. Just smashed the plate off it. Someone's been in here before because this one here already was pretty mushroomed up. The other side has a chunk missing out of it. That's not fresh. This one just fell off. It's loose. So definitely needs a set of bearings. One bearing holder. I could just cut that guy off. Let's see the sprocket. Yeah. So this sprocket is welded onto here. You can see the auger itself has been repaired a few times. So you can see definitely someone had it off a few times. I would have to repair those, check the clearances. But she might become a snow pusher. Am I seeing things, or are the lights flickering? I mean, it is freezing rain outside, so very well could be flickering. So, right now she's sitting a little crooked. You guys see that? So I don't know if I dropped the pin on this side. No, the pin's there. It's too long to pin. That's why it sticks out. But, yeah. I only had a shitty 2-draw puller, so... But, I just got to decide, do I want to fix it? That's the main thing. I just realized the whole gearbox is loose. All these washers are loose. Yeah, can't really see it. Oh wow. Well, that might go a little bit longer, but probably not. You guys see that? Okay, well, gearbox is shot. My belt keeps on getting jumped over to the end here, so I definitely have a belt alignment issue. But I mean, that I just pop it back on is good for a bit. I made that pulley, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy might be toast. Whole tractor might get parted out because the steering skips. There's so many issues with it. Maybe I'll pull the engine because it's good running V-twin Briggs. So and maybe I'll throw that into another Sears or keep it for a spare for the other Bolens. But kind of thinking this tractor is junk. I don't even have a mower. I have a mower deck, but it's missing the spindles. Everything was pretty rough for it. It's a 1600 hydro. Maybe I can find another snowblower, but I mean, that gearbox, if I fill it up with oil, chances are I could go a couple more years before it falls apart completely. But yeah, I don't know if I want to bother fixing this guy. Not after seeing that. Well, she's almost out of fuel, but guessing I'm going to turn her into a plow tractor out of this snowblower. I'll modify it later, but for now, that tire's already going flat. For now, she's going to be parked. But I think I'm going to cut that apart and mount the plow on the front of it. But, you know, not too sure yet. I mean, I could technically turn that into a plow, but do I let it continue running to charge the battery? Might as well let the battery charge up a little bit. Take my ass protection back in with me. But, wow, that tire went flat super fast. Yeah, that might be thick enough to turn into a plow. I just got to cut this off, take off the chute, and it's a plow with scoops on it. I think that's what I'm going to do with her. Not right now, but I don't think that'd be too hard to turn into a plow. Might have to put a better blade on the bottom, but you can see she's pretty crooked. But maybe the crookedness is just because there's only a spring on one side to help lift it, so. Charging good. Well, they definitely don't make this thing to be repaired. So anyway, I cut all the way around it to find out that it's welded to the shaft. So really, the only way that guy's going to come off is I'm going to have to grind this off. Grind this off all the way around here and take out the whole center shaft. You know, that's going to be a bitch to line back up and make that level again. Is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? Well, like I said, I decided to come take another look at it. No, the only way to get that shaft out is you got to cut the other end, pull that shaft out, and then it has to be... That's such bullshit, you could say. And of course, I'd have to buy a new bearing because the one bearing I literally cut right off the shaft. I had to cut this bearing off because it was mushroomed. There's damage done on here by some of it's the old owner, but most of this is me cutting off the bearing and prying it off. But yeah, that bearing was very mushroomed on there, and it came off in pieces all right. So yeah, I think that's going to be a project snowplow, no longer snowblower, because the gearbox is pretty fucked too, so you know what I mean. Well, I guess I'm going to leave it like that. Oh no, time for some general repairs for my truck. Long overdue repairs. Yeah, most likely. Oh, something fell off there. 2 control arms, 2 ball joints, tailgate handle, door or hood propper, belt, just general wear and tear items. 170,000 kilometers. Finally time to do the front brakes. So top upper control arm, there's the new one. Bottom ball joints already pressed in. Went in actually a lot easier than I thought it would. lower ball joint actually had, in my opinion, zero play in it. The upper one, little tiny bit of play. Wasn't too bad, but might as well change them. Well, that's not too bad. An hour and a half, this side's done. I'm going to do the other side probably next week, because this is the side that when I got my tires put on that they said was really bad. And to be honest, it was not that bad. It's been sitting, what, a month? Oh, I'm surprised. That's a battery that was frozen completely and absolutely had 1 volt. And it's been sitting a month and it still started. But I mean, it's not too cold today, but yeah, that battery is definitely worn out. And that tire is a little flat. That's a brand new tires on the front, but a little angry sounding. Go and disconnect the battery because it works good in the summer. And probably leave it in the Jeep, but just disconnect it because the immobilizer kills the battery. Maybe I'll actually give it a charge for a bit, because you know it's been sitting a month. It's not going to charge enough just turning it around. But was going to use that for hunting this year, but decided that, you know, just use my truck. It's only 2-wheel drive, my truck, but new tires, studded tires, went pretty good. Gotta move this guy. This guy had been sitting well over a month. She's next. Well, this is my idea. Scaffolding will sit on top of this. Whole stud wiggles, but solid. So 2x6 screwed to a 2x6. Piece of plywood screwed down here, bolted to another piece of plywood, which sandwiches underneath, and is bolted to this guy. So yes, the whole thing can wiggle side to side, but that's solid enough. That's well nailed up there, and there's a backer board that would have to rip out. Again, I don't plan to put on 1,000 pounds on these. I only plan to put maybe 200 pounds each, and I am going to possibly do another stud somewhere in the middle here, but there's really no middle location. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is on the outside of them, a board right down to the ground. Again, 100 pounds. I mean, pretty sure that will hold 100 pounds. I hung on it and it didn't move, so I mean, we'll see. But I gotta get a few more up there. That one's going to be just very light storage up there for like styrofoam and stuff. The bottom ones are going to be for maybe 2x6s, 2x4s at them, just a couple of them, most likely milk crates, stuff like that. And again, the idea is to use the planks from the scaffolding, so should work pretty good. Keeps them dry, keeps them somewhere until I need them. Well, I guess it works. I left them sticking out on purpose. That way I could go up to the top rafter with a 2x4. Screw 2x4 on end here, right up to that top rafter, down to the ground. This one here sticks out a little bit different because this one has the 2x6 behind it there. And I'm fine with that, but I knew it was going to be a snug fit, but I mean, it works. And just quickly screwed this blanket here because that is very sharp. Do not want to accidentally whack into that. Okay. At least gets those somewhere that they stay dry. Don't want the plywood getting too rotten. Otherwise, got to switch over plywood. Hey, that piece is almost perfect. But no, that's 10-foot plywood. Using 8-foot would be a pain in the ass. So, I don't know. I think that works pretty good. I think I'm not going to be putting much more than 200 pounds per shelf on there. But, in my opinion, it would probably handle more. I got one backer plywood chunk there. One underneath. And pretty good screws. So, I mean, I hung on one and it did not move. So, okay. Guess I'll leave this. I also got screws so they can't pop off. And I think I'm going to call that pretty good. And of course, did the doors. One more coat of stain. Well, girlfriend did most of that. But not too bad. Got to fix my door stops. Well, another weekend, and it's a little chilly outside today. But I'm going to start loading up those shelves. Cleaning up the horde of crappy messes everywhere. Might be able to clear off my workbenches, maybe. No. I'll just make more mess. I'll just bring more junk here. Talk about that. Old wheelchair here. Got the charger. This is a smaller looking wheelchair. Everything's all loose on it right now, but neck control to steer, I guess. Joystick control here. Tires are pretty well shot, but has two interesting motors on it. So the idea for this guy is it's going to be possibly modified into something. So the idea is I'm just going to pull off the motors for now, pull off the brain box, the controls, all the wiring, and probably scrap the rest, but might use those to make that lawnmower that I have, the brush cutter I started building, 5 years ago, yeah, into a radio controlled one, but a lot of good parts on that guy. So I got to take the scaffolding, break it apart. Too much work to do, and I still got to get a way to stop the wind from doing that on the doors. I don't have my rebar in them yet, but lots of work to do, and not the energy to do it. Well, we're done hunting for the year, so 2 deer altogether for this season. That's not bad. I could be out hunting today, last day, but no, it's door squeaking. Need to get another coat of stain on that. Got to get my PVC pipe on the bottom. Got to move the batteries. Look at the water and ice building up there. Maybe I should move the big Bolens. It's been sitting there for what, 2 months now? Okay. Will she even bark? That's protection 1000. I guess the battery is probably going to be pretty dead after sitting so long, but choke is on. We'll see. Actually surprised she fired that easy. I wonder if any rodents are living underneath her. Doesn't seem like it. Good enough, I can shut her off for now. Okay, so not sure if I said it last weekend, but that old wheelchair there actually functions. I hooked up 2 12-volt batteries to it and it seems to be good. I was just going to rip off the motors, tear it all apart, and decided not yet. Holy shit, our tire's still holding air. Yeah, that's what I put in them. Last week I put some air in them. Look at the price that they wanted for that thing. $3,000, hey? Yeah. We're talking back in the 80s, I hope. But there's prices on all kinds of stuff here, like stuff that was never used for the neck control here. Head control, I guess. The little pressure switches. Just price tags on just that back, whatever that is, like $300 and something. It's like, so my idea is before I strip it for parts, I listed it on my local Kijiji and see if anyone needs anything, because the only parts I really want is the drive motor, and I don't know if I want even a relay board, but those drive motors are pretty interesting, so that's all I'm thinking. I want to make a little tracked vehicle or something, but project for today, took off the mower deck. That thing's such a hassle and so freaking heavy. Those wheel weights right there, I am going to put onto this guy, the Sears. I gotta move some of this plywood, get some stuff ready, and bring the Bolens in and probably put the snowblower on it. So maybe do something with this extension cord. I don't want it to sit all winter out here, but it does work for now. It's on the GFCI breaker, so if it does rip, it's not a big deal. Okay. So, do I want to bother putting on the snowblower this year? Thinking just using the Sears, but I already took the mower deck off, so I might as well do it. Well, today is maintenance time for this guy. Can't really see it, but I got a new set of spikers on there. Studded Goodyear Durtrex Wranglers. Awesome tires, studs. They make an okay difference, but project for today is ball joints. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. So the upper ball joint. Are you a ball joint? The upper ball joint's not too bad on this side. It's actually good. It's the bottom that needs to be done, so I'm probably going to change them both. I do have both of them sitting in the pile collecting dust there. Also brake pads, a new hood popper for this side, tailgate handle. Woof woof. Got lots of different stuff I got to do, but kind of lazy about it. But I know the bottom ball joint should be done. It does have play. I got a clunk in the front end that's been there for a while. I did the other side a month ago, so the other side went really easy. The noise is better, but it's still here. So when I got the tires put on, I told them to shake the shit out of the front end, and it's weird. The shop actually had videos showing it. So that side, the upper and bottom ball joint was pretty shitty. This side here, it's just the bottom one, but I still got the clunk. So I actually originally thought a shock was broken. So, but I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess I'll know when I undo those ball joints, hey? Yeah. So I got to be careful when I put the pickle fork on her, that if it is a broken shock, that the spring doesn't expand, you could say, when I undo the ball joint. So I got to take a very good look at that. And of course, all the jacks, everything here are buried. And I might film a little bit of it. I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. I think I'll use the new jack. Newer jack. Okay, so same as the last side. I never did it yet, but the wheel bearing has play. I don't feel any play in the ball joint, but last time the ball joint did have some, but that's wheel bearing. So this is like a front wheel drive, spindle, trailer axle. They could be, no, freaking destroyed it. Are you kidding me? So the wheel bearing is loose, and this side is loose too. So that I never fixed yet, because I just need to pull the dust cap, probably grease them up, and they'll probably be fine. But doesn't matter. I'm going to change the ball joints anyway. Okay, so basically those bushings there for the sway bar bushings are pretty worn out. I got a dog that's whining. Wheel bearings pretty shot. I just let you out and just let you back in. Are you still going to whine like a little poodle? You're just digging a hole outside trying to make yourself a nest. Or a den. Can you be quiet for a bit, poo-poo? Okay. So, wheel bearings. They'll have to be done real soon. I mean, I can't believe the shop never called the wheel bearings. I mean, that's where I see all the play. Maybe to them, that's not considered that bad yet. But I mean, it's just like a trailer. I could pop off the dust cap and probably get away with just torquing it. So we'll see. Well, you don't really torque them, but you know what I mean. Okay, so just pulled off the inner rubber on the fender there. Brakes off it. I got pickle fork broke apart, or broke the ball joint loose, so it's loose. Got to undo the top. Now in here is the question that everyone probably would have. For alignment, there's these shims right here. And if you put these shims in aiming the same direction, you don't really need to get an alignment. Everything should be good. Now my tires were running funny on the inside, you could say. So technically, I never hit anything. I have jumped the truck a few times. I do need a boot for my steering there, but I'll just spray it full of oil and call that good enough. Everything else looks pretty good on it. So basically, you don't need to do alignment. Shouldn't have to do alignment doing this. As long as you don't spin this when, if you take it off. Myself, I'm going to leave on the tie rod end. I'm just going to strap this to the side. I'll move the spare tire here or the chair I'm sitting on, and I'll throw it on there, but should work out pretty good. Just got to do these ABS lines, got to unhook those, and move it to the side. Actually, I'll probably just unhook it up here so I could keep it all with the guy. Might be easier because then it can kind of just almost hang on the tie rod, I guess. Probably not a good idea. So, yesterday, it was, or 2 days ago, it was plus 15. Almost. I think it was like plus 10, maybe. And no snow at all. Now we got snow. Now I got doors that I'm going to have to shovel in front. Maybe I should just park the tractor right here. Do I? Nah, I think I'll just hand shovel it out. Bullshit. Yeah, I might as well play around with the Bolens. I gotta see if the belt's gonna be slipping at all this year or if I fixed it. And got one more week of warm weather, so have to decide what I want to do. Also gotta change / upgrade a couple frosty cameras up there. Well, never gone on camera, but we got a hell of an ice storm, snowstorm. Bolens did awesome. No issues at all with that. But there was about 3-foot drifts in spots, but mostly everywhere else is like 6 to 8 inches. But yeah, time to get some work done. Whew, a little bit of snow's blowing in here. I do got the piping that I want to put along the bottom here. I just found some dirty old pipes there. Got to go through all that hoard and kind of decide what I can use. But first thing I want to do is start loading up these shelves because I clearly need some bench room. I got to fix this old Briggs & Scrapton. Last winter the shear pins did not break and the auger got pretty bent up. So pretty sure I can just bend them back with a very large crescent wrench possibly, but hope I don't have to take out the auger to do it, but maybe I will. But the idea is to start hoarding some junk up on those top shelves and possibly cleaning off my workbench. But again, the shit that has to go up there is going to have to be some light stuff, and then I'm going to run a 2x4 from this one to that one, kind of brace up all three. So if one falls, they all have to fall kind of thing. They'll help brace up each other. But with the plywood going to the pole there, you know, I don't think they're ever going to break. But at the same time, it's really hard to say. So it's braced on both sides pretty well, but got to start moving some shit around.